for today was going to be like, I read you some of this sun. Sorry, I thought I heard my slider door in my house go, and nobody's supposed to be here, so, and I just heard my phone go off. I made kind of like a new setup on my bed, and it is definitely not stable. Definitely not stable, I'll just phrase it like that. I had work today, I'm just pooped. My friend's coming over in like an hour, I think. I gotta go pick up my sister from her volleyball thing in like a bit. Yeah, so I was thinking I might as well read and film it because I have not posted in a minute. And the thing is, I've been making videos, I just haven't been posting any because like it's just been a lot of factors, like me just being not happy with them, or I used like my iPhone to film, and I whispered into the earphones in the earphone mic, and it just did not sound good. So anyway, I don't know how this is gonna really work, especially because like I need to. Sorry. Okay. I'm trying to move you up a little bit. Okay. I'm on chapter 2. I just finished Animal Farm, so like after I finished Animal Farm, I said I would read this. So okay, and if I I might go inaudible a little bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable now. Okay, I might go like a little bit inaudible. I don't know, I might just all be up in the air for a minute. Okay, and I'm like, if I'm not the best reader, please don't come for me. I'm gonna try and take it like slow and I don't know. That winter, Robert Cohen went over to America with his novel, and was accepted by a fairly good publisher. He was going to make an awful row, I heard, and I think that was where Francis lost him, because several women were so nice to him in New York. And when he came back, he was quite changed. He was more enthusiastic about America than ever, and he was not so simple. Okay, I'm really, I don't care if I do this differently. I maybe actually should have made a preference. I'm gonna give you guys, backstory so you guys get what's going on. Robert Cohen used to be, a boxer. He's a rich guy from New York, and Frances, just like a sugar girl, she just tried to get with him because he has money. His family has money. He doesn't really make any money. He's, trying to be an author now. That's so, art school coded. Your parents are rich, you can pursue the arts, and it's so annoying because, no offense, rich people have no freaking depth perception. They should not be dictating the arts. I hate them. Anyway. But now they're back in New York, and he's chilling. He was kind of scared in his wife in Europe, let me just phrase it like that, and now he's oh my god, wait, I'm a free man. Bitches like me. Okay, I was gonna spoil something, so I'm just gonna keep reading because I already read these first couple pages of chapter 2, but I don't want to start in the middle of the chapter with y'all. Okay, so that's some backstory, and that is not the author. The author is some other guy I do not know. He has not addressed himself. He just plays tennis with Robert Cohen, the ex-boxer. He was more enthusiastic about America than ever, and he was not so simple, and he was not so nice. The publisher had praised his novel pretty highly, and it rather went to his head. Then several women had put themselves out to be nice to him, and his horizons had all shifted. For 4 years, all his horizons had been always limited to his wife. For 3 years, or almost 3 years, he had never seen beyond Frances. I am sure he had never been in love in his life. He had married on the rebound from the rotten time he had in college, and Frances took him on the rebound from his discovery that he had not been everything to his first wife. He was not in love yet, but he realized that he was an attractive quantity to women, and that the fact of a woman caring for him and wanting to live with him was not simply a divine miracle. This changed him so that he was not so pleasant to have around. Also, playing for higher stakes than he could afford in some rather steep bridges games with his New York connections, he held cards and won several $100s and made him rather vain of his bridge game, and he talked several times of how a man could always make a living at bridge if he were ever forced to. Then there was another thing. He had been reading W.H. Hudson. That sounds like an innocent occupation, but Cohn had read and reread The Purple Land. The Purple Land is a very sinister book if you read it too late in life. It recounts splendid imaginary amorous adventures of a perfect English gentleman in an intense romantic land, the scenery of which is very well described for a man to take at 34 as a guidebook to what life holds. It's about as safe as... okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm not wearing my glasses. It's alright. I keep breaking. Also, I guess the fourth one on this, but for a man to take it at 34 as a guidebook to what life holds is about as safe as it would be for a man of the same age to enter Wall Street direct from a French convent. Equipped with a complete set of more practical Algard books, Cohn, I believe, took every word of The Purple Land as literary, as though it's been an R.G. Dunn report. You understand me, he made some reservation, but he had made some reservation, but on the whole the book to him was sound. But on the whole the book to him was sound. It was all that was needed to set him off. I did not realize the extent to which it set him off until one day he came into my office. "Hello, Robert," I said. "Did you come to cheer me up? Would you like to go to South America, Jake?" he asked. "No. Why not?" "I don't know. I never wanted to go. Too expensive. You can see all South Americans you want in Paris anyway." "They're not the real South Americans. They look awfully real to me. I had a boat train to catch with a week's mail stories and only half of them written." I had a boat train to catch with... Oh, okay, sorry. "Do you know any dirt?" I asked. "No. None of your exalted connections getting divorces." I'm gonna grab my glasses because I've realized literally this is like impossible to read without my glasses. The glasses on. Okay. So, basically, Cohn, Boxing Guy, wants to take our author to South America because he's... Sorry, my nose is just so itchy. Because he's getting brainwashed by some book. "No, listen, Jake, if I handled both of our expenses, would you go to South America with me?" Oh, so I guess our author's name is Jake. I hear my cat doing something. "Why me? You can talk Spanish, and it would be more fun with two of us." "No," I said. "I like this town, and I go to Spain in the summertime. All my life I want to go on a trip like that," Cohn said. He sat down. "I'll be too old before I can ever do it." "Don't be a fool," I said. "You can go anywhere you want. You got plenty of money." "I know, but I can't get started." "Cheer up," I said. All countries look just like the moving pictures." But I felt sorry for him. He had it badly. "I can't stand it to think my life is going so fast. I'm not really living it. Nobody ever lives their life all the way up except bullfighters. Nobody lives their lives all the way up except bullfighters. I'm not interested in bullfighters. That's an abnormal life. I want to go in the country in South America." could have a great trip. Did you ever think about the British East Africa to shoot? Do you ever think about going to British East Africa? Ever think about going to British East Africa to shoot? No, I wouldn't like that. I'd go there with you. No, that doesn't interest me. That's because you never read a book about it. Go on and read a book all full of love affairs and beautiful shiny black princesses. I want to go to South America. He had a hard, Jewish, stubborn shriek. Come downstairs and have a drink. Aren't you working? No, I said. We went down the stairs to the cafe, ground floor. I discovered that the best way to get rid of friends once you had a drink, all you had to say was, well, I got to get back and get off some cables. Well, I've got to get back and get off some cables. Get off some cables. And it was done. It was very important to discover a graceful exit like this in the newspaper business, where it's such an important part of ethics that you should never be seen to be working. It is very important to discover graceful exits like that in the newspaper business, where it is such an important part of the ethics that you should never seem to be working. Anyway, we went downstairs to the bar and had whiskey and soda. Cone looked up at the bottles and bins around the wall. This is a good place, he said. There's a lot of liquor. I agreed. Listen, Jake, he leaned forward to the bar. Don't you ever get the feeling that all your life is going by and you're not taking advantage of it? Do you realize you've lived nearly half of the time? Do you realize you've lived nearly half the time you've Do you realize you've lived nearly half the time you have to live already? Okay, maybe it's literally not my eyesight. I think I just cannot stomach sometimes how our boy Hemingway is writing. Okay, sorry, let me get my shit back. Okay. Do you realize you've lived nearly half the time you have to live already? Yes, every once in a while. Do you know that in about 35 years more will be dead? What the hell, Robert? I said. What the hell? I'm serious. It's one thing I don't worry about, I said. I ought to. You have plenty to worry about one time or another. I'm through worrying. Well, I want to go to South America. Listen, Robert, going to another country doesn't make any difference. I've tried it all. You can't get away from yourself by moving to one place or another. There's nothing to that. But you've never been to South America. South America, hell, if you went there the way you would feel, what the hell? If you went there the way you'd feel now, it'd be the exact same. This is a good town. Why don't you start